Welcome back in one of the Bears Trouble Plays YouTube channel. Today is Friday, November 22nd, and I'm back breaking down some plays for the Friday night in the NBA. We have a couple games we're going to be breaking down here. We're going to start with the Boston Celtics going up against the Wizards, and then we're going to look at the Pacers going up against the Bucks. 4 plays in total, a couple game picks, a couple player props. Before we do that, let's take a look at the Thursday night recap. We did go with the Lakers. They were minus 4.5 in that game. I did take LeBron James over 1.5 made threes, minus 135. For 2+ on FanDuel. So that's what I went with. You could have went with the points as well. Didn't take the points because I said I was going to take the threes, which came out of 1.5. That's what I did. And then John Collins under 16.5 points in that game going up against the Spurs. So none of the games have started yet. It is only 6:53 Central Time. So just going to have to wait on those games. Hopefully we have a better day. It was 2-2 yesterday. Rockets blew out somebody. And then what were the unders yesterday? Jalen Brunson and Franz Wagner. Jalen Brunson scored 57 points in the first half, but Franz Wagner was held scoreless, I think, in the first half. So just complete opposite for those two guys. But we did go 1-1 the player props, 1-1 the game pick. So 2-2 today. Try to go at least 2-1 today. Hopefully 3-0 as the NBA plays for Thursday night. Let's take a look at the Friday night games. We're going to be looking at the Boston Celtics going up against the Wizards. Not a long breakdown. I did this game the second play of the entire season. Boston going up against the Wizards. They rocked them, and this should be no different. I'm going to take the 14.5. The Celtics typically beat middle-of-the-pack teams by 15-plus points. This is the worst team in the NBA by a pretty wide margin. The Wizards have not been competitive basically the entire year. They only have 2 wins on the season. Over the last 5 games, they have lost outright in all 5 of those games. They've lost by double-digit points in 4 of those 5 games. Only 1 single-digit loss. That was against the Spurs. They lost by 9. They lost by 28 points in the Knicks. 9 to the Pistons, 12 to the Hawks, 15 to the Rockets. Meanwhile, the Celtics coming off beating the only team left in the NBA that was undefeated in the Cavaliers, and they basically dominated them until the Cavaliers got hot in the third quarter. The play is going to be Boston minus 14.5. Was thinking about the team total over 127.5, but I'm just going to stick with the spread here. Give me Boston minus 14.5 as the play. For the next play, we're going to be looking at the Indiana Pacers going up against the Milwaukee Bucks. Neither one of these teams have been playing a lot of defense this season. I'm going to take the over, 234.5, because I really don't trust either of these teams against the spread. I do think the Bucks have been playing a lot better over the last several games. They have been able to pick up 4 wins over the last 5 games. Some of those games, really, they shouldn't have won, like the Rockets game. They scored 101 points, only allowed 100, so the Rockets just shot poorly from the field. Or you can say the Bucks played defense, but Bucks don't really play defense that much. The Bucks did find a way to win 4 of those last 5 games. They're coming off another dominant performance against the Bulls. They put up 122 points, basically beat them by 20. The Bucks look like they found a little bit of rhythm offensively, something that they haven't had all season long, but they've been able to put up 115 points in 3 of the last 4 games. I think they can easily do that again going up against one of the worst defensive teams in the Indiana Pacers. For the Pacers, they've actually been trending downward. This is a team who's lost 5 of the last 7. It's mainly because of that defense. Looking at their games, they gave up 124 points to the Heat. I think I've already talked about this. You can't give up 124 points to the Heat. It's almost impossible. The Heat just don't play. They just don't play like that. They can't score 125 points. Then they gave up 130-plus points to the Rockets. Then they gave up 130-plus points to the Raptors. So this team, they need to learn how to play defense before anything. They can score with the best of them, but they can't play defense. So I'm going to go with the over here, 234.5. As the second play. Let's go to the player props. We're going to start with the best player in basketball right now, besides Jokic whenever he's on the floor. But for the play, Greek Freak over his total points against the Pacers. I just talked about the Pacers defensively. This is one of the worst teams at guarding the paint this season. They're actually the worst team inside this year, giving up 52.1 points per game. Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to eat in this one. He's coming off his best game of the season, putting up 41 points going up against the Bulls. If I asked you coming into this game, who is the leading scorer in the NBA? Would you be able to tell me it was Giannis? Would you? I don't think so. He's the leading scorer this season in the NBA. Through the first 15 games, he has 32.1 points per game. He's a top 5 rebounder, having 12.1 rebounds per game. He's 22nd in assists per game, 6.1. He's also shooting above 60% from the field, and he scored at least 20 points in every game so far. This is the definition of a superstar, and I do think he's going to have another monster day going up against the Pacers, who just don't defend. Give me his over 29.5, played up to 31.5 as the play there. For the final play of the day, we're going to look at Zach LaVine of the Chicago Bulls going up against the Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks, another team who can't defend this season. The play is going to be Zach LaVine over his total points, put 23.5 points up there. He's averaging 22 on the season. I do think he's playing pretty well, so the book might make the adjustment to 23.5. And I said the Hawks have been poor defensively this season. They rank second to last in total defense this year. And what I think I should do instead of just saying all these teams are bad defensively, I should name the teams that are good defensively. There are 15 plus, 20 plus teams this year in the NBA that just refuse to play defense. It's insane to see. We have the Thunder, the Spurs, the Magic, the Heat. Those teams, they play lockdown defense. Kind of crazy that the Spurs are in that list because if you remember them a couple seasons ago, even last year, they weren't very good defensively. But the Hawks can't guard the perimeter. They're giving up 49.7 points per game. That's last in the league. Zach LaVine has been feeling himself lately, dealing with some injuries early in the year, but he's back. And he scored 25-plus points in back-to-back games, and he's letting it fly from deep. Zach has shot 21 three-point attempts over the last 2 games. Going up against the Pistons and the Bucks, he's been able to make at least 50% of those, making 11 of those 21 shots, and he shot well over 50% from the field in the last 2 games as well. I am going to add his over threes in this game, probably going to be 2.5. If his threes come out at 2.5, I will add it. If it does not come out at 2.5, I will leave it off. So we're going to play over his total points. If his threes come out at 2.5, take the 2.5. If it comes out at 3.5, no. I think he gets 3 threes in this game. I'm confident with a 3. I'm not very confident with the 4. So as of right now, points over 22.5, 23.5, over 2.5 made threes as the final play of the day. Let's go take a look at the NBA graphic. We're going to be taking the Boston Celtics minus 14.5, over 234.5 between the Pacers and the Bucks. Giannis over 29.5, played up to 31.5, going up against the Pacers, and Zach LaVine over 23.5 points. And I'm going to add 2.5 made threes in this game as well. Guys, it's going to do it for the NBA plays and props for Friday, November 22nd slated games. So you guys enjoyed the content, please be sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.